Hey everyone, Exercise Doctor here. In this video, I'm going to take you through how to use supersets in your training. So what is a superset? A superset is when you pair two exercises back to back without any rest in between. So for example, you could do a bench press followed immediately by an inverted row. This sounds pretty simple, right? But there are a couple of other things that you need to keep in mind when you're doing a superset. The first is, are the movement pairs, are the two exercises that you're doing agonist movements, or are they antagonizing each other? So agonist movements are two pairs of exercises that are similar in movement pattern or activate the same muscles, and antagonist movements are things that oppose one another. The second thing you want to consider is what types of movements you want to pair. So do you want to do two compound movements back to back? Do you want to do compound isolation, or do you want to do isolations? Compound movements move multiple joints to perform the exercise. Isolation movements only do a single joint movement. So for example, a bench press is a compound movement because you're moving shoulders and elbows. A bicep curl would be an isolation movement because you're only moving at the elbow. What you decide to do is ultimately up to you and the goals of that particular session, as well as your long-term goals. If you're doing agonist pairs for a superset, keep in mind that you're more likely going to achieve momentary muscle failure during the superset at some point than if you're doing antagonist movements. So the other thing you want to consider when you're supersetting and pairing exercises is how practical is it for you to pair these exercises together. So you need to have both pieces of equipment or all the equipment that you need for both exercises set up ahead of time. And you don't want to pair exercises that you need to change things over to perform the second exercise. So you don't want to do a squat paired with a bench press, because then you have to change your settings on your rack and it just becomes a whole thing. Overall, supersets are a great way to add intensity to your exercise routine and minimize the amount of time that you're doing the exercise itself. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like and subscribe button. And if you're interested in learning more about my products and services, go to my website in the link below.